Okay, one thing to keep in mind that most people know, you do care about SEO, right? Just general SEO. And so let's talk about regular SEO. So if you pretty much set this page up the way you want, show the preview, and I haven't done a lot with it, but you can, of course, you can apply all the animations and everything the way you want. Okay, make the page look really, really nice. Now, you want some general SEO. You want it to have a page title. You want it to have a meta description. And maybe you even want to incorporate like an email client if you have an email field in here, because many of the landing page builders have an email block as an example, just to take a look. If I were to go to beauty products and I were to take a look at this, okay, this is it. And by the way, yes, in your page builder, you can totally style this. You can change the imagery, you can change the verbiage, you can change what it says in each block. You can change the colors, and you can change what happens when you hit this. It's totally up to you. You can apply animations to make this whole thing glide in. Okay, totally up to you. So when we're back here, how do you handle SEO and the email client? Do that from here with the SEO button. So if we take a look, we can give it a page title. Chicago's best towing company, and then you can put a pipe and put your company name. Page meta description. This is where you would put, maybe 3 short sentences or 1 long one that explains what you do, which you could have copied right off the page and pasted in here, something that's useful for you. Okay. Now, a lot of people ask, what is page title and meta description really in relationship to anything? Let me just give you a clue real fast if you don't know. Say we're on Google. Okay. I'm not on there, but this is more direct. Say I'm looking up Chicago towing. Okay. Now, if I scroll down to, let's say a company, we're just trying to get it. See this blueprint? This is the page title. Okay. Unless the page doesn't have a page title and Google's just trying to guess what it can use. But most companies do use a page title. And then see this black print? This is the meta description. Okay, so that is the title, shorter, and the meta description longer, like the equivalent of 1 long sentence or 3 short ones. Okay, so that is what you want to put for the page title and the meta description, the blueprint and the black print for your website. Okay, that way Google knows what to show here and here. If you don't enter those things, Google doesn't really know what to show there. And so it doesn't get to rank very high. Google has to guess. And usually that leaves your page way down low somewhere. Okay. So the act of putting a sensible page title and a meta description is good. One word to the wise. Do not copy what you see. Notice that none of these are actually identical to any other one. If you tried to exactly copy somebody else's formula and use their verbiage because you thought it would help you, then the answer is it won't. Google cannot show 2 different results that say the exact same thing. If they did, it would be confusing, right? They don't. Use anything. If I were to look up franchise, okay, and scroll down, you will not find any 2 that match. If I were to look up Seattle dentist, you will not find any 2 that match. They will be different. Okay. Make sure you are different in your approach. Google wants to show diversity. So make sure you say your best things for these. Okay. Page meta keywords don't really matter. These things don't really matter. You don't need to use them. Okay. Google used to care about this back in the old days, but then people started stuffing keywords into them and Google quit really paying much attention to it. If you do want to put keywords in, go ahead. Chicago tower, Chicago towing company, however you want this to go, right? Towing, tow truck, emergency tow truck, towing, or whatever you'd like. Okay, headers. This is if you have code snippets for, call us live or visitor tracking, anything that would go in the head section of the website. Okay, and then you can save the SEO settings. All right, and there you go. Now, another thing to keep in mind is, what about body coding? You were seeing head coding here, but what about body coding? You know how always you want to find some kind of coding before the end body tag? Well, just as a rule of thumb, take it down, go down to, like your bottom element and hit source, and then just somewhere nice and low where you're not going to interfere with any of the coding, just paste in your coding down here. That way it's close to the end body tag on the finished website. Okay, and you can just do that easily and save that change. Okay, that way you get your whatever visitor tracking code or talk to us live code or whatever it is that you want to put in there. You can put it in there quite simply that way. Okay, final point. Let's say we're done, we want to export. That, by the way, is different than project export and import. Just keep this in mind. That is a different feature. Export and import, that should give it away. You can actually export and import what you work on totally to save copies. We'll talk about that in a different video, but right now, we want to export this thing. We want to actually turn it into a real live web page. We're done with it. We changed the logo, we changed the information, we said what we wanted to say, we got our own YouTube video in here. We updated the phone numbers, got the client testimonial in here, updated the information for ourselves. All this is done, and now we want to make this a real web page. We don't want to preview it anymore. We want to export it, okay? Because you already know what SEO does. You already know what empty page does. You already know what preview does. Nothing new to say. We didn't make any changes, or we'd hit save changes. And this we'll talk about next. So you would export. Now, when you export, check this out. There are email options here, okay? We assume you probably have an email client and you would like to get that thing involved with your landing page, especially if you have something like this, and you need this to work. This has got to contact you and maybe add somebody into your email system. So if you have anything like that, that's where this comes into play. So just use your custom email, put in your email address and whatever the subject line should be. And if you have a reCAPTCHA secret key, you can put it in there. It's optional, but you can put it in there and it'll get included. If you do, however, have a like MailChimp or GetResponse or Aweber or anything else, like GetResponse, you can hit it and it will ask you what you need to know. The GetResponse API key, the campaign name, and again, your reCAPTCHA secret key if you have that, okay? And you can save it and then export, okay? So there you go. Your email form will work at that point. All right? So that's how that works. Literally, that's how you get all this set up. That's how you make it all work. And when you export it, like let's say I don't have any of that. I'm just going to export it. What's it going to do? It is going to create a zip file, right? That zip file is right here. Downloads. It's got everything I need. I could show it in the folder. Okay. Happen to have it here. If I were to WinZip export it to, let's say, just, give it a folder to export to, we'll do that. Just to see what this looks like. There it is. Okay. There is the entire landing page. Everything attached to it, complete with the mail, fonts, images, everything. If I were to open this thing up with like Google Chrome to see what it would look like, okay, there it is. Notice this is on my computer now. It looks like it's online, but it's on my computer. And everything is here. Everything is working. Everything is acting right. So I can upload this anywhere I want. I can put this on my website and make it live. I can stick it on some deeper page of a website. I can put a lot of landing pages on one website. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, so next we'll talk about what the project export and import function is, so you understand it. And then we'll also talk about the possibility of adding new pages to this in case you want to actually turn it into a website by adding several pages to it.